Round 5, game 1 against Steiner's son. I looked at this player's previous decks and I just kind of got a read that they were on 4 control, 4 color control. Something about this avatar just screams, I play Uro Omnath. And I had 2 packs in my hand. So I was like, all right, if I'm playing against a blue deck, this is going to be a solid hand. And I had a read that they were going to be on 4-color control. So I'm like, all right, let's keep it. This is a pretty weak hand that I would mulligan in the dark 100% of the time. But because I thought I would be against a 4-color control deck, I do end up keeping this hand. So let's see how that pans out for me. All right, Delta go. So I'm already like solid. I've got these packs. I'm set. Spoils. Oracle spoils, perhaps? Let's scry with this serum. There's the Grace. We've got the Oracle kill. We've got a turn 4 kill with double packed backup, boys. What? Let's go. All right. I can't think of anything that can beat turn 4 kill with double packed backup out of this blue deck. Blast Zone, okay. What the fuck? Chalice on 1? This tilted me like crazy when my opponent played this. I was like, it was so unexpected for me. I was freaking out. I'm like, what the heck is my opponent playing? I was very caught off guard by this. So I'm like, all right. I decided to play the Oracle here because I can't Oracle spoils kill. And I have this Grace on top of my deck that I want to get rid of. Or no, I actually bottom the Grace, don't I? Yeah, so I'm just like playing this for value because I can't spoils kill. Trying to make sure I don't draw any more 1-drops. So I definitely bottom both of these. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that caught me so off guard. I still feel caught off guard. Like, who do you think you are? All right, tap land, go. So I see Fill the Dead. I'm like, okay, still have no idea what deck plays so many colorless lands. I play the Pentad Prism. Just because I don't want to play Unlife in open mana, probably. And again, like I said before, you want to pact on the turn. You're going to have enough mana to Naus with your spoils. So, all right, then they play Dryad's Growth Chambers. So I'm like, okay, it's like a... I still feel like my opponent's on some big brew. But it's a lands deck. We can establish that. All right, Unlife, Poggers. Resolving is great. No Force of Negation. I still have no idea. I'm like still worried about Force. I think I'm shell-shocked from my last 2 rounds of blue control. Okay, Forest. Yeah, you got it. Last zone. Sure. Keep in mind, I can't spoils for Naus here because of this Chalice on. So I'm kind of screwed. I just needed Nat draw and Ad Naus, and that's definitely not Ad Nauseum. So I just have to pass. I just have to naturally draw Ad Nauseam. None of my cantrips are going to find it for me. I just got to get kind of lucky. But if I do draw it, it's like resolving 100%. Search for Tomorrow. Again, what the fuck am I playing against here? I later learned what it was. I messaged some of my friends. I took a screenshot of like Dryad and Chalice, and I'm like, what am I playing against? And they're like, Blue-Green Titan. And then a good friend of mine, Rodney, sent me the deck list that they were playing, which was a canister list, and I was that helped calm me down a lot. So I go into the next match knowing what to expect. So that's very good. Again, just a couple of lands and then go. I actually draw this Oracle and I'm like, okay, that's gas. I get to scry 4, which is so cool. You never get to do this in a normal match. And there's my ad nauseum, right? So I just click that, and I'm like, cool. As long as they don't force me to shuffle, I've got this game locked up. My opponent knows they put a card on top, so I believe they charge up their blast zone here. Oh, they put one charge counter on it, and I'm like, dude, that's weirdo. Like, what are you gonna blow up my blast zone on 2 doesn't threaten this board because I have 5 mana already. So I'm like, solid. If you actually put that on 3, I would have died, but you want to protect this Dryad, so that was a misplay from my opponent. All right, go to me, draw the ad naus. Pass turn. And on my end step, I think they charged the blast zone up to 3. They've realized their mistake here. Yeah, so I just respond to this with ad nauseum because like they've got four lands tapped. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 untapped mana, so they need like 3 counter spells to beat me with 5 untapped mana. That just doesn't happen. So I'm very confident. They play Cryptic. I counter, and I win the game. Hell yeah, let's go to that next game. So I saw my opponent's list. They only played 2 Chalice. I decide that Chalice is not the big problem here. It's just a blue-green Titan deck, right? So Pact of Negation is going to be great. They do have a couple of counter spells, so I do bring in the Mystical Dispute. But I don't bring in the Spell Pierce, as again, they're a big mana deck, so Spell Pierce is not going to get a lot of value. So I cut the Sleight of Hands, a Thassa's Oracle, and a Spoils for 2 packs, Mystical Dispute, and 2 Thoughtseize. I like Thoughtseize against Titan, because if you take the Titan, then they don't really have a lot of pressure. So that was the way I boarded. This hand is garbage. Let's try again. I mean, it's not the worst, right? Like you have Naus, you have some fast mana, you have serums, but like this is just so bad. This is basically a 4-card hand. So I'll take a mulligan to 6, you know? All right, this hand is also pretty sketchy. I think you could mulligan this. This is a hand that wants to like turn 1 spoils for bloom. It wants to Thoughtseize turn 1. It wants to serum on turn 1. You need to hit your land drops, like, but you have the combo, you have some interaction, you have some ways to dig. Like, I think this is a defensible hand. And I do decide to keep. My opponent Mystic Sanctuary go. I draw an Unlife, which is bad. So this turn I should Serum, but I Thoughtseize. I think that's a mistake. I think I should Serum here. I also take Veil of Summer, which is also probably a mistake because they only have 1 counterspell in hand. I don't know. I think I have to take the Veil of Summer because it's such a cheap counterspell from them. So yeah, I think taking Veil is correct. They Growth Spiral and play a Blast Zone. Main phase Growth Spiral is weirdo. What do I do? Another Unlife. Yeesh. Alright, Serum. Find a land, which is good, and 2 more lands. So I'm probably going to top those, honestly. I need lands to win this game. How do I scry? 2 cards on top. Yep. So this game gets pretty boring now that we know what we're going to draw. All right, they search for tomorrow and play Valakut and pass to me. I play land and cast Unlife. What do they do here? They play land and pass to me. They have Remand in their hand, and that's all we know. So again, I'm like kicking myself. Like I should have taken this Remand. Because Veil of Summer doesn't do anything if I have no counter spells. So Remand would have been better to take. I try to get cheeky here. I play out this Unlife because I'm thinking they're going to have to charge up their Blast Zone. And that's good for me in the long run because it's going to, if they're going to spend their mana charging Blast Zone, they're not spending their mana doing other things. And I feel like I bait them by playing the second Unlife because I have a third. But it wasn't a good idea. I should have held it in hindsight. Because it's like so free. And at the end of the day, I don't want to lose my Unlife. I don't want them to charge this Blast Zone. It's better for them not to think about it and not do it. And if they do blow it up, then I have two. So, yeah. They're already kind of incentivized. I don't need to make it that juicy. All right. That sucks. Go ahead. So there's two problems here. I need mana, and I need to beat this Remand. And I'm not doing either of those things right now. All right, Prism is big. This is going to give me the mana I need to resolve ad nauseum, or to at least cast it. They Blast Zone me now. It's at this point where I realize that my plan of playing two Unlife was pretty bad. Because like my plan was to choke their mana, but now they just have infinite mana and I have no Unlife. So yeah, bad plan. My opponent plays Titan, and I'm like, sure. Now you have two lands. Even if I find Angel's Grace, I just don't have enough mana to beat this Remand, right? So I'm really kicking myself here. If I took the Remand over the and I drew Angel's Grace, I would actually have the win on my turn. All right, we get it. You have zombies. All right, so I spoils for Pact of Negation because I need to beat this Remand, right? I'm not beating Remand without this Pact, so I spoils for Pact there. I draw a land for turn, which is not bad. Unlife. They choose the Unlife here, which is like fine for me. I just replay the Unlife and pass turn. My opponent does a big swing. Did I miss something? Hold on. Because I feel like they got that Remand back. Huh. In the game, I thought that they had two Remands. They cycle Ketria Triumph. Oh, I know what they did. Yeah, they I scoop here, but I feel like I missed something when I Huh. I shouldn't have scooped. I thought that they had Remand in their hand, but I guess they didn't. Wow. I could have thrown the game away. Wow. I guess that's why we watch these replays. Because there's that Remand in their graveyard. I thought that they had drawn it again. Or something. So I could have gone for it here for 100%. But I guess I was just like, yeah, that was a total punt. All right, well, game 3 it is. This hand is not the best. We can Spoils for Bloom, but that's, you know, not the best thing to do in this control matchup, especially when they're playing Remand. Double Naus is kind of awkward. This hand is just not as powerful. I think I can find a better 6, so let's mulligan. Okay, so we've got the combo and the fast mana. This has got everything we need. We just need some ways to protect it. So I think I'm going to keep this and bottom up Pathway, knowing that the blue cards will come. Yeah, kind of impossible to mulligan a hand as beautiful as this. So let's play our planes here, because we aren't sure if we want a pathway on black. Okay, they Scalding Tarn and pass. Ooh, and we draw Pact. That is the perfect thing to draw here. If my next 3 steps are Pact of Negation, I'm happy. Okay, Scryland, Monkey to the bottom. Yep, we've just got all the mana. Growth Spiral, sure. No lands into play. That's huge. My opponent misses another land drop. So I'm just like ready to go here. I kept the hand with a lot of permission. That was light on land. Oh, I really like the way I play this turn. All right, so I draw a Serum. So I play my Unlife. And they Growth Spiral, question mark. Get an island. I'm like, cool. So now I'm thinking to myself, I'm thinking like, all right, let's just Naus, easy. But I decided to take a different line here. I decided to Serum because I could draw into Pact of Negation, and that would be so fucking cool. And I actually draw into it, which is just awesome. I love when you make a play like that and it works out. And I also scry this Naus to the top just in case this goes wrong. And yeah, they have no counterspell. I just win the game with double Pact backup. Solid way to finish round 5. We are 5-0 in this showcase challenge. Let's see what we can do in round 6. I'm assuming that they're on 4-color Omnath because that seems to be their choice of deck. And I'm ready to play against 4-color Omnath with my mindset. So I go into the match thinking about that. So good luck, have fun, you too, smile. Let's see here. So I keep this hand because you know, combo with fast mana. Gemstone Mines are kind of awkward, but I'll figure it out. They're on a mulligan to 5, which is really good for me. All right. Triumph tapped. Triumph Gaming. Draw a Grave. Not the worst draw. Makes these gemstones a little less awkward. Let's Serum. Grace Oracle, probably bottoming both, almost assuredly. Yep. Suspend Bloom pass. They play land and say go, which I'm happy there's no run in 6. All right, second Naus. Not really liking these draws. Let's play the Pentad and pass. Oop. I almost tapped for white, which would have been very, very bad, but we fixed that. And we say go. They growth spiral on my end step, and on their turn 3, they just play land and say go. Right now, we get to take our turn 3. I think we draw a land this turn. No, we drew Storm, so our draws have been really bad. Say go. Yeah, no lands, no reason to play this unlife. Glad we drew the Grace at this rate. What is this? Cycling a Triumph. Fine. I wish I could pressure you, but I can't. Excuse me. All right. Field of Ruin. Please, Field of Ruin these gemstone mines. Field of Ruin pass. All right, let's cast this Bloom here. Drew another Spoils. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have combo with Spoils for pack, which is pretty poggers. Let's do that on their upkeep. Remember, the longer these games go, the better it gets for them, because we have 2 packs and they have a lot of counters. And they would need like Force and Mana Leak to beat us, or double Mana Leak, and I think we can beat that. Like I don't think that they have that, so I decided to go for it here. Okay, Naus on the stack. Paying costs. All right, Cryptic Command. I win the game. I Spoils for Pact and counter it, and I can't exile my Storm, so they're done. Unless... Oh, it's going to crash. No, it's... Yeah, it crashed. Basically, wait, did it crash? No, it didn't crash. Okay. So I pack the Cryptic, but I exile 2 Spirit Guides. So I don't actually have 3 red mana to play this Lightning Storm. So I actually can't win this. You know, a lot like life, sometimes you just do everything the best you can, you do the right thing, and it just doesn't work out. And that's okay. Slights out, 1 Oracle, 1 Spoils, 2 Unlife for 2 packs, 2 Spell Pierces, 1 Mystical Dispute, and 2 Thoughtseize. All right. This hand is pretty good. Got a little bit of selection, fast mana, counter, combo. Pretty much one of everything that you need to win the game. So I would probably keep this hand. Kind of aesthetically pleasing to look at, honestly. I don't know, that's nice. All right. Yeah, we keep. They molt to 6. And they keep on 6. Okay, so let's see how we Temple Scry. Spell Pierce, Pog. Put that on top. All right. I guess I decide not to play the Prism. That's pretty insane, honestly. This shows you how much I respect Ren in 6. I'm not playing Pentad on 2 because I want to counter the Ren in 6, which is pretty unreal. Hallowed Fountain, they don't even have Ren, which is good. So, yeah, anyway. At least we can develop this Pentad Prism and still leave up Pierce. All right, second plane's really kind of sucks. Luckily, the Prism is going to fix our mana for black. We have at least one black source. For all my 2 planes deniers out here, let's see how awkward this planes is instead of it being an island. All right, no response from them. End step, they have a Growth Spiral. Growth Spiral is such a cool card. It's just like Time Walk, honest to God. I get the Triumph. What do they do here? They do anything I have to... No, they pass. Okay. Draw another Grace. Kind of weird. Play the planes and pass turn, I'm sure. All right, land. Opponent is getting a lot, which I'm not very happy about. End step. All right, I decide to spoil for Naus here. Because on my next turn, I'm going to try to combo kill them with Pierce and Pact backup. So I name Naus. It's the second card on top of my deck. Bog Champ. All right, drew another black source. Perfect. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. We can combo with Spell Pierce backup. Love to see it. I love how this one had so much more fine. The thing is, like, it's really not a risky spell. I do have a YouTube video on how to do a hypogeometric calculation and how that can help you in Magic. So if you look at my channel, there's a YouTube video where I talk about Spoils of the Vault and how there really isn't that much risk associated with the card. All right, so it's upkeep time. We're going for it. We lose to 3 counter spells, so they need to have like Remand, Mana Leak, Veil of Summer. If they don't have that, then we win. And that's what I really like about being able to do things at instant speed. Why I've been going off on upkeep and it's been working out so well. Like, you're really asking a lot of your opponent's keeps by doing these things on their upkeep. All right, so they Cryptic. Spell Pierce that. And then, yeah. I win with Pact backup, I think. This hand is not they just terrible. The guide is kind of crappy, but we do have 3 lands, which is good in these games because if they go long, you're going to not miss any land drops, which is going to help you beat things like Remand and Mana Leak and give you mana to cast counter spells like Spell Pierce. We do have half the combo and fast mana, so I think this is definitely a keep. Half combo, fast mana, a little bit of interaction. I mean, we wish this was... let's just see how this goes. Having one more piece of interaction or a combo piece would obviously be better. Anything but Spirit Guide, please, to be honest. Let's see how this game goes. Okay, Breeding Pool, Soul Guide Lantern. So I remember seeing this and being like, okay. My opponent's basically on a hand of 5 cards. I assume they just had too many cards to take out, but this card does nothing, and I was very happy to see my opponent play this. So I'm like, cool, my opponent's on a hand. Poggers. All right. So let's see what I do here. Another guide. That's not good. All right, now watch this. I don't first. This is how much I'm respecting Ren and 6 in this matchup. I'm holding Spell Pierce for Ren and 6 because my life depends on it. Okay. There's the Ren. Spell Pierce. Boppy. All right. So now, what does that mean for our opponent? They have 4 cards in hand. If they draw spells, they're not drawing lands, right? So they can't develop their mana, which is really bad for them because I'm going to pressure their mana with my counter spells when I go to combo. If they draw only lands, then they're not going to have enough counter spells to overpower my counter magic when I eventually get it. And I'm no longer on a 4-turn clock because Ren and 6 ult is not coming, or 5-turn clock. So this takes away so much pressure. It takes away their insurmountable mana advantage. Countering this is so important. And you'll see why. You'll see why. It's just so key to tackling this matchup. Okay, land. Draws have not been the best. Let's scry, try to fix that problem. Naus, hey, heyo, top that. Right, pass to you. Upkeep. Phase. Crack the... Again, they're looking for their cards here. Field of the Dead tapped. So imagine if this Ren was in play. They would have gotten Flooded Strand, and then they would have gotten like another blue source. It would have been another island, helps them set up Mystic Sanctuary, but they have to play a tapped Field of the Dead here, which means there's no Growth Spiral or Remand to worry about. Okay, turn 3. Say go. I thought about playing Sabrass and developing out the monkey, but I was like, eh. Probably not the right turn to do it. If this bloom gets countered, I will want the monkeys to play ad nauseum. And I'm also kind of thinking about how I lost 2 guides my last game, so I'm not really rushing to lose these mana sources. Okay, Forest, sure, champ. Pass. All right. Survey says Bloom hits. Pentad. All right, so play land, play Pentad, or do I play a monkey? No, I played Pentad. Yeah. I think my thought process was when I play this Pentad, I'll have plenty of mana, and with so much mana at my fingertips, then I'll be comfortable playing the monkey out to beat face because they are at 14 life. Remember, like that's not a ton of life. 2 monkeys. That's let's see, they'll go to 12. That's a 4-turn clock, you know? So that's something I'm definitely thinking about. Another Field of the Dead tapped. Tell me about it. Draw. Ooh, Spell Pierce again. Pog. So I'm very happy about that. I decide to play the monkey here because I have 5, 6, 7 mana, so I have Naus with Pierce backup, but I actually don't because if I exile this monkey, then I don't have the second guide again, the third guide to play the lightning storm. So I'm actually going. So I shouldn't have played the spirit guide. I should have held it. But I think pressuring them is important. And if I untap, then it's like it's good for me. It just means that I can't go for it this turn. All right, my opponent tapping out for Jace the Mind Sculptor, which is something, I mean, you never want to tap out on your turn for against Naus. So I win the game here because of that. My opponent later tells me, I don't know if they said it in the game. I think they said it over Twitter that because I countered their Ren and 6, they were never able to find their third blue source for Cryptic Command. And I think that just illustrates why countering this card is so important. Like, it's turn 6. My opponent has 5 lands in play. And they're tapping out for Jace because they just need to fix their draws and their mana. Countering Ren makes their, like, they have no white source here. They have no third blue. They have 2 islands. I think it's so important to counter this Ren and 6 because it limits the amount of cards that they draw. It makes their mana base actually hard to deal with, and keeps their mana manageable in terms of how much mana they can produce to make our cards like Spell Pierce more effective. So we win this game, and yeah, we're 6-0, feeling like a god. Let's go. Oh my gosh, how dope would it be if I got paired against this dude? And look who we're playing against, boys. It's Obosh. Oh my stars. I was so excited. Obosh entered the revealed card zone. This hand is garbage. Let's mulligan. This hand has Unlife, Fast Mana, Roadblocks, and Card Selection. Easy keep. Bottoming the second Unlife, of course. All right. Hell yeah, dude. What a treasure to get paired against Mono Red in round 7 of this 9-round event. So yeah, they play Mountain. Swifty. Sweet. Upkeep. Okay. And sleight of hand. Probably looking for. Well, I'm taking the Pentad here. Suspend Bloom and pass. They do some weird stuff. But yeah, they dart me, and they play their dudes. I'm at 14. Okay. Kind of scary, but manageable. Plains, pretty cool. Dark Slick. I actually play Oracle out here as a roadblock. So I didn't mention this, but I swear I was thinking about this. I was like, if they go Blood Moon on 3, it doesn't matter because I have this Pentad on 2. I'm fine. But then I drew the Plains, and I was like, well, now I don't even have to play the Pentad on 2. I can just protect myself with Oracle because Plains lets me play Unlife on 3. So yeah. I was like, sweet, I just get to play this Thassos Oracle and not have to worry about Blood Moon. So if you're ever in this situation and you don't have the Plains, you should play the Pentad Prism. So I want to see what I top here. I might top the Prism just because I'm expecting Moon, but you could easily bottom both here. Yeah, and I bottom both. Oh, probably because I need an Ad Nauseam. I didn't even realize I'm Nauseless here. Yeah, definitely bottoming both. Oops. Yeah, so yeah, that makes the Thassos Oracle really good to play because I need to protect my life total. 100%. Oh, here I am waiting for them to play a spell and I have to click the button. So they play the Blood Moon and swing for 4. I block and they flash back the Lava Dart to kill my Oracle and get me for 3. So 3, 4 damage. I'm at 10. Okay. And let's see what I draw here. I drew the Naus, boys. Come on, dude. So whitelisted. Play the Unlife and pass. All right, now 20 damage with 2 cards in hand. You know it's not gonna happen. You know it's not gonna happen. All right, so they stomp me, and then they swing for 4, so I go to 4. Bloom comes off. I draw. It's a guide. That's cool. I tap my so that I have a black and a white floating so that I can just prism on 2 really easily. Obviously, you don't need to do that. I just do it out of habit. I don't know. So yeah, that's the game 1. 3-minute match. Let's Sideboarding go. For this, I brought in 2 Spell Pierce and an Echoing Truth for 1 Sleight of Hand and 2 Pact of Negation. There just aren't any spells to Pact, really. They do play. I looked at their list. They played Shattering Spree, which has Replicate, so Pact is pretty bad against that. I brought in Echoing Truth for the Moon and the Spell Pierces for the Moon, just because sometimes Moon can steal the game. Again, ley lines are just not good against these prowess decks because they're playing things like Metamorphose, which don't really care about ley lines. So we're leaving the ley lines in the board. Let's see how this game goes. Opening hand, pretty terrible. Easy mull. They mull to 6. I mull to 6. This hand looks quite good. Like, any hand that has, like, these 3 cards is probably a keep. Like, if I had to mull to 3, I would keep this as a mull to 3. This is probably the best mull to 3 you can have. And I'm going to keep the bottom Lightning Storm. Having Unlife and Grace in the same hand is just incredible against these aggressive decks. I almost F6 there. All right, they play a Dork. Oh shit, I accidentally skipped through my turn. I suspend Bloom, play land, and I take Pentad Prism over assumingly a non-land. I would likely take a land over this Pentad Prism. All right, they play Soulscar and they attack. They have no second land. Wow, wow, wee, wah. Oh, I drew a second Bloom for turn. Oh, I totally missed that. I remember laughing on the Discord that these guys were this guy was missing his lands, but at the same time, I'm also missing my lands, but I have 2 to spend, so. Oh, this client is getting so laggy. Yeah, so our turn 3, we just get a temple. The game's over, right? Like, we have enough mana to play Bloom yeah, the game's over. I'm at 16. Deal 16 damage to me. I dare ya. They firebolt me. And then I think they play another creature. No, yeah, they play Bomat Courier. They firebolt me and play Bomat Courier. Okay, bro. And that's the game, man. I'm gonna play these blooms and Grace Naus. So I know they're on Hammer Time, and I know this hand doesn't have a white card, so I'm likely gonna mulligan. I do. Combo fast mana. Can't turn that down. Let's keep. It looks like I bottomed a temple. I guess that makes sense. They're an aggressive deck. I just want to any tapped lands except for this one. Again, no white source. Kind of weird. Serum, I put that on top. I don't know. I guess it's because I can afford to play it on turn 3. And I might need to find a white source with it. I'm not sure. Topping that serum. All right, my opponent just vomits their play. Okay. We draw the serum and we play Pentad Prism. Assuming? Yeah. Okay, their turn. Ornithopter. Cranial plating on their Ornithopter. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, I can beat this draw. This is not so bad. Okay, I drew a Pact for turn, which I'm pretty happy about. And then I go to cast the Serum Visions here. Looking for some fast mana and lands. All right, there's a land there. Spirit Guide is decent too. Yeah, I think Spirit Guide is decent. So I bottom the guide and I top the gemstone. Play that on the black and then pass. So I have 5 mana available. Okay, they bobble. Their last card is another plating. And I thought really hard about this moment. I was like, should I pack this? No, they're only attacking me for 14 damage. I go to 1. 1 is not 0. This is fine. Yeah. So there's no real reason to pact. I'm going for it next turn with spoils. Like, the game is either ending, it is ending next turn either way. So pacting doesn't really matter. So they swing, they put me to 1 and then pass. Okay, upkeep. I should draw the gemstone here. Yep. All right, I decide to go for it. Because I can go Grace, Spoils, Naus. 7 mana. We have 7 mana. I'm at 1 life. It's not like I can afford to wait, so let's go. Spoils for... And unfortunately... Oh, am I going to crash? For the... Oh, pause. Okay, for the second time in the day, I exiled 2 guys. Even after bottoming 1. So I just got unlucky. So I lose this game. Pretty frustrating, you know, because who doesn't want to be the only undefeated? You know what I mean? But what can you do? Let's see how I sideboarded. I brought out all of my packs and all of my slights for 2 Thoughtseize and 3 Slaughter Pact. Inkmoth Nexus is a big problem out of the Hammer Time deck, and I want to make sure that I can kill it with Slaughter Pact. And Thoughtseize can, you know, disrupt their synergies. Like if they don't have a way to put the equipment into play for free, or if they have all the ways to put into play for free, but they don't have the equipment, that can be good for us. So Thoughtseize is good there. Echoing Truth says non-land permanent, so we don't bring it in because we just care about Inkmoth. Really, we should be able to handle the pressure on the ground. All right, this opening hand looks great. We have a turn 4 kill rolled up here with turn 3 Unlife, turn 4 Oracle Spoils. So pretty happy to keep this one. Let's see how we scry. Mulligans to 4, by the way. Easy bottom. Suspend Bloom Pass. But yeah, my opponent plays no lands. They go Memnite, Memnite, Bauble. Bold. I I admire my opponent's stones for doing that. That is just incredible. But at this point, yeah, I'm gonna win game two. Yeah, simply put, like my opponent is. We'll play the game out because it is pretty cool how close they get. So Grayson Naus, 2 cards. I guess I figure like just got an embarrassment of riches. Then I draw that Grace and I keep the Naus on top and bottom of the guide. So they find their land. They play the aid. Swing me for 2. I'm pretty sure this is just play on life and pass. Yep. Draw Naus, play on life, pass. Then their turn. They play the hammer. They play the Paradise Mantle. They equip. And it's like if they had another hammer, they could have put me to. They could have won this game if I didn't play on. You know what I mean? Like I can see how this deck is so good against other decks. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, we cast this Bloom. We can cast that not game. Or I might go for a Spoils Oracle kill just to name something cheeky. No, I go for Naus. There's no time for games. We want to win. This is a game where I remember thinking, if I only played differently, maybe I could have won. So I really want to watch this. So let's take a look. No changes to side. This hand is good. We have Unlife to half the combo, fast mana, interaction. Kind of what we want. This is a hand of 6 cards, but they're good. Six good cards. You know what I mean? All right, so they're on the play. They go turn 1 hammer. So this tells me that they're on a pure steel paladin draw. Let's see what we draw for turn. Sorry if you guys can hear that. All right, second Slaughter Pact. Kind of poggers. We'll see how good that is later. Land go. All right, Stoneforge. Sure, champ. And they get a Paradise Mantle and play it. I guess they're trying to get Metalcraft. Grace is okay. Let's play this Prism on 2. All right. Here's the deciding turn. All right. Blink Moth, annoying, but fun. Another hammer. So here's the thing. I can double Slaughter Pact and just grace the triggers away. Good to know. So they play the Pure Steel. So the thing is, they are going to equip their Stoneforge and attack me for a bunch. So what I choose to do is I slaughter after they equip everything. But what I could have done is I could have Slaughter Pact in response to the first equip, targeting the Pure Steel. Then they just have this Stoneforge Mystic that's like an 11/11 or an 11/12. Take a hit, go to 9, and then I still have this Slaughter Pact. But then I have to pay for it too. So it's like, I don't know, man. I Slaughter Pact here. And then I Slaughter Pact again. Because two birds, one stone, right? Two pack triggers for one Angel's Grace. All right, so I pay the white. All right, draw a card. Play Seachrome, pass. Right, and then I'm like, sick. I've bought myself so much time. And then I'm like, oh, well, shit, they just bought Luris. So the problem is that they can just play and then play Pure Steel. And then I'm back in the weeds. So I just need to top deck Adnaz. If I can top deck Adnaz, then I'm fine. There's the Luris. All right. Cigar doesn't matter. I have to top deck Adnaz like this turn. Well, not this turn, but next turn. I play another Unlife here because I know my opponent's on Disenchant. So I'm like, let's go. Just got to draw the Naus, boys. One time. Yeah. They hammer up the Luris. Hit me for 33. Such a cool deck, honestly. And then yeah. Well, this is my one shot. I need to draw it. They bobble me. I ask if it's good and they say no. It's a pathway. So I had 48 cards in my deck. Did I mulligan this game? No. So I had an 8 out of 48 chance, which is like, I don't know, like 16% to win this turn. But it's tough when you see like 13 cards, none of them are Naus. Like if this was an ad nauseum or you know, well, what can you do? Lost this match, but I think this matchup is pretty winnable. I don't think I could have done anything differently. I'm interested to hear in the comments if you could think of a way I could have won this game, or at least bought another turn. If you can find a way I could have bought another turn, that would be pretty cool to see. This hand's great. We've got the combo, and we've got ways to dig for some fast mana and lands, so let's keep. Unknown opponent, Agadim. All right, I'm playing against. I'm feeling good. I've got this Grace. What could go wrong? All right. Upkeep. Main phase 1. Pact. Solid draw. All right. Let's play this. You want to play your sleight of hand first because you want to try to find Lotus Bloom. All right. No land, no bloom. I take the spoils. All right. Go ahead. Play land and pass. All right. I draw. Unlife. Weird champ. Temple. Come on, dude. Give me a mana. Temple on top. I have to put it on the bottom because I need to put Unlife into play. Like I need a white source. This is the third time I have noted that I am missing on white sources. And this could be a City of Brass, right? So I have to bottom that. Honestly, it has to be an untapped land, right? It has to be an untapped white source. And I have 10 of those in the deck. So I pass. Okay. They play land tapped and pass. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like 1, 2, 3. I've seen so many cards and I can't find any untapped white sources or any untapped land there. So I got pretty tilted here. And I actually spoils for Gemstone Mine, which isn't necessarily wrong. But like, no, it's the correct play, to be honest. But I remember being really frustrated and thinking maybe I shouldn't have done this. But I spoils for Gemstone because I can Pact, Grace, Trick, then play Unlife, and then eventually I'll get there. So I guess this is correct, but I thought it was wrong when I did it. I named Gemstone Mine. I exile 23 cards and I lose. So kind of a really frustrating first game, you know, especially when you're playing for a stakes as high as this. Like, I thought that my keep was bad, but I feel good now after watching it. Like, my keep seemed really reasonable, and I just got a little unlucky. I brought in 2 Thoughtseize and 1 Echoing Truth. Packs. I don't like 4 packs in this matchup because if they win on turn 3, you're kind of like not excited to pact. And Spell Pierce and Mystical Dispute don't do anything. Thoughtseize obviously can disrupt the combo, and Echoing Truth is really good in this matchup, and you are going to see why in this game. So let's watch. Mulligan or keep? Well, I have the combo and I have fast mana, so I'm probably keeping this hand. Yeah, and I do. And exile, go. Okay. Thoughtseize. Pog. Let's take a look at that hand. All right. That was a little fast. They have a bunch of lands, combo pieces. All right, so they've got 3 land cards: Vengevine, Sword of the Meek, Creeping Chill. So not even a very strong hand. Take the Spy. Obviously, it's what enables the whole game plan. So pretty happy with that Thoughtseize. My opponent seems to be left preying on the top of their deck. Jeez, I'm like waiting for my opponent to do something. All right, so they land and pass. Let's see what we draw. Guide. Not the best, but not the worst, right? Because at least we won't exile it with spoils. Let's pass to them. I really would have rather drawn anything other than Spirit Guide. All right, so they play a land, and then they Palaka Predation me, and they actually take the Lightning Storm, which I'm pretty happy about. Right? So obviously, the mana is better in our deck. We have other ways to win the game. All right, let's cast this Lotus Bloom. Poggers. Grace. All right, cool. We want that Grace, absolutely. So we will top that. Okay. They have a land. They bolt it in. And, oh, this might crash my client. I really hope it doesn't. Because I really want to show you how to use Echoing Truth in this matchup. Please don't crash. Okay, cool. We look at the cards. Let's note that they have 4 enchantment destruction spells in their deck. Also, Thassa's Oracle is kind of cool. Okay. So my original plan was to Echoing Truth the Vengevines, but I actually do something even better here. I look at the cards. All right. Couple of triggers to get through. All right. Now watch this sick shit right here. They get the swords. Sure. They discard their last Sword of the Meek, Phantasmagorian. Yep. And then this is key. If I didn't skip over it. Yeah, so they exile 3 artifacts to get Salvage Titan back. In response to this, you Echoing Truth Sword of the Meek. Now they don't have 3 artifacts to sacrifice to cast Salvage Titan, so they can't get back their Vengevines. They're completely hosed. And my opponent has recrossed the paths in their graveyard to get back, or Memory's Journey. They're going to shuffle 3 cards from their graveyard into the library. Obviously, it's going to be Thassa's Oracle, and they'll win the game that way. That's like kind of their plan. But so we have to win the game next turn. So, but my opponent completely neutered like this. We stopped them from getting all that power into play. All right, so we have to Grace Spoils for Naus. And let's not exile any more Spirit Guides. Sweet. It was fairly close to the top. Nice. Oh, we exiled 1 guide, but it doesn't matter because oh, we spoiled for Thassa's Oracle. We spoiled for Thassa's Oracle, so we didn't have to worry about the Spirit Guides. God, I'm so smart. Opening hand. This hand seems very reasonable, right? Like we can spoils Oracle kill if we find a white spell, and we have 2 Serum Visions to facilitate that. So I'm feeling pretty good about this keep. They mull to 6. We keep the 7. They keep a hand of 6. They land go. Draw a blue source, which is pretty cool. Serum. Unlife, not crazy about Unlife. Not crazy about any of these, honestly. I think I would bottom both here. 1 card on bottom. Oh, I guess my plan is to go Temple Serum. Because that is very, very strong. And I guess I don't have anything better to do with my turn 2, so it would make sense to do that. Okay. My opponent plays a land and passes. Temple. Prism. I'm going to bottom this. I have plenty of mana here. Yeah. Serum. Bottom both. I probably top the second spoils. Or maybe I top the Naus just in case. You have to think, like, what else could I want out of my library? besides those cards. Pardon me. My opponent plays Paleka's Predation. Take a card with mana cost 3 or greater. I have 2 unlife, luckily, so that card doesn't really do anything here. All right, there's the Pact. So play land and play unlife. Unlife feels good because they can't kill me on their turn 4. What is going on here? Okay, it's just the play button. They play a Pentad. Okay, so they natural state my unlife. I remember this now, and I'm like, well, I still have Naus, right? Because I can spoils for Grace, spoils my deck. I will have trouble doing that if this bloom gets destroyed, though. So if they have another piece of, I lose. But they. I don't know. Scryland here. I guess it doesn't matter. I probably top that, but I know it doesn't matter because I'm going for it, so I just bottom. Oh, no. I bottom because that's one more look I get at this Grace. All right, I take 8 or 7. The Grace, win the game. Yep. This is where I name Godsend. I don't think it'll show me because my computer is struggling here. All right, well, we win this game, guys. Hello. Into top 8. 8-1. Pog champ. Here we are. First round of top 8 against this hand's pretty powerful. We can go turn 1 sleight of hand, temple again for the 4th or 5th time now. No white source for this unlife. We're gonna have to fix that, right? Anyway, this is a definite keep. All right, we're playing against Oops again, which is kind of exciting because we just beat Oops last round, so we're like, let's go. What do we draw? Oracle. Oracle kill, question mark? That's a great draw. So I decided to go Temple first. Kind of weird. Maybe it's because I know I'm going to go sleight of hand Temple next turn. I don't know. Yeah, I guess that makes sense because I've got 2 temples. I don't hate that sequencing. Obviously bottoming the non-white land. All right, they play Sword of the Meek. Probably because I have 3 swords to sack. All right, spoils again. All right, I go for the sleight of hand here. There's my City of Brass. There's my white source. And then Temple. Plains to the bottom. All right, if they can't kill me this turn, I'm going to win the game because I'm going to go Unlife and then Oracle Spoils on my turn 4. So if they just pass, then we're good. But they have the Spirit Guide. And because they have Spirit Guide, we lose. If we had an untapped white source, we could have Spirit Guided out the Unlife, and that would have prevented us from losing the game this turn. So, did the white source kick me out of the tournament? Pretty much. This is how I boarded. Same as last time. Out the slights, into Thoughtseize, in one Echoing Truth. And here's my opener. This was an opener I thought about for a while. It's got Echoing Truth, which is very good at stopping their combo. Like very, very good. So there's that. but I wasn't sure if that alone was going to be enough to win me the game because the rest of this hand is not great, right? We don't have a white card, we don't have a black card, so I thought that this hand was not going to be good enough. But in hindsight, it seems okay. It seems okay. I don't know. I wish I could have played this hand and just to see how the game would have gone. But we do mulligan. And this hand looks very good too. I mean, we've got Spoils, Oracle Kill on life. But again, flippin' A, no white source. What the hell, dude? All right, well, we're going to keep. And I make a pretty interesting choice here. I actually bottom the Ad Nauseam because I'm just all in on this Oracle Kill. You normally don't see that happening. All right, let's Temple and see what we scry. Not a white source, gotta bottom it. I was totally, oh my gosh. All right, holy crap. If this was a white source, we could have topped the Spirit Guide and played this on life on 3. Which, I don't know if that matters this game, but it's like a really strong line against a deck that can threaten turn 3 lethal. Hello? All right, well, we do draw the white source, so not punished, I guess. Okay, my opponent plays Pentad Prism, so they have a turn 3 kill, question mark? Not too worried, because I do get to play the Gemstone and play the Unlife, so I just play Unlife and pass. All right, so me on turn 3. No. My opponent plays another Pentad Prism, and my read here is that they have disruption. And they're saying, okay, if he goes for it, I blow up the Unlife. If he doesn't go for it, I can combo kill. I can combo next turn and then kill the Unlife after I put him to negative. So I'm like, shoot, I am so dead here. I need to draw like Pact of Negation or another Spoils right here. And I draw Bloom. So I'm like, all right, well, if I don't go for it and he picks up the deck, I'm going to lose. Or I could go for it here and hope he doesn't have it. And I felt like I was more likely to win if I went for it. So I try to go for it here. I play the land. I play the Oracle. It resolves. So then I Spoils. And I name Godsend. This was like match where I named Godsend. Because I was like, please don't have it. But they do. They do have it. They natural state my Phyrexian Unlife with the trigger on the stack. And I lose the game. So there you have it, guys. GG's. Skirnim wins. Awesome. I mean, good games. What an incredible way to spend my day. 8-2. Let's take another look at the deck. Anyway, yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you were able to stick it out through this whole video. Obviously, unless I split it up into mini videos, which I'm thinking about doing. But either way, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. If you did, let me know what you learned. If you would like to know anything else, let me know what you want to know. I'm so happy to be a resource for people that want to pick up this deck.